So, Mushoku Tensei dropped some news, but news myself especially already knew about is coming out in 2023 with a key visual in a way. You see Rudius in a nicely neat uniform, and behind him is someone with white hair. So I guess these would be the two main key characters of season two, which is true fact indeed. This character will have significant importance to the plot of Mushoku Tensei for this season. In fact, you say they really say they are the secondary main character, where the first season was mostly Rudius and Eris. This one's gonna be Rudius and this character. Who it is, y'all probably know. If you don't, I ain't spoiling it. But anyways, it's things we already knew. It's coming out 2023. The question is, what season? A lot of people think it's gonna be spring. It could be winter. One thing I really like the Mushoku Tensei is that they do try to release it on spring. It's probably going to be delayed until winter. So that's a big probability. My say is winter. I don't think it's summer because for some reason, time, like I said, they did this in season one. With season one part one, and they did this with season one part two, where they had to delay each part. They said come out this, but you have to skip 2 seasons to get the actual debut of it. So the same thing might happen again. It's just my intuition, which I have been right about so far. So let's see. I keep the good old snake eyes rolling. Well, I don't think snake is a good thing. I don't know. I don't gamble. But anyways, and then apparently the voice actor who played Rudius, the kid version, the reincarnated version, not his inner astral plane narrative, but the person that plays Rudius as he grows up is going to have the same voice actor. A lot of people are wondering if they're going to be the same voice actor since Rudius is growing up, but this is just Rudius in his teens. So apparently the voice actor was able to do the ideal role for Rudius as an older person. It was probably a lot of guy characters are played by females, depending on who they are, whether it's a feminine dude or is a guy in his teens or very young. But either way, they've been doing a good job so far as Rudius. A very good job. So, I'm satisfied with that. Now, the thing I want to talk about really in this video is how successful will Season 2 be? Since they're adding in Volume 7 into the series, it will have its action at first and stuff, and it'll be good. The reason why I'm surprised that Volume 7 didn't become an OVA or a movie or something is because it will stray from the plot. Because when Volume 7 ends in the anime, it'll go into a completely different setting unless they find a way to bridge and connect it. Then it can work. But after Rudius finishes Volume 7, it will have its action moments, which you've seen in the trailer. It's going to have where it's going to be completely different. Like Rudius going to be on a whole entire adventure, and after that, it will be a main connected story. Now, what I'm saying is, will it be successful? Is because a lot of people have this expectation of Mushoku Tensei with a lot of action and adventure. Rudius going to different places, different cultures, like he did in the first season. It was very interesting. Whether he started off in his hometown, then he went to Eris' area, then he went to demonic content, the jungle village, and then even Millis and back home, and even actually after Millis, went to go find Aisha and stuff. He went all over the place. This, however, is different. It's not going to be much of an adventure after Volume 7. It's going to have the same one setting throughout the entire series of Season 2 until the ending of Season 2 is when things start to pick up again with more adventurous and combat related. So the expectations people are going to have are going to be very different. People who read the novels, the manga and stuff, know what's going to go to. But even then, people who read the manga weren't very interested in this section of Mushoku Tensei because it was not what they were used to, what they were expecting. Remember, the series about someone growing up and having their life experiences. That's the point of Rudius. people think it's just going to be some cool adventure with great fight scenes and cool animation. Those are expecting that this is not that kind of series. It's a series of development and experiences, meetings and partings, you know, triumphs and failures. And season 2 is going to be mainly the same area where Rui is going to be attending a school. He's going to be meeting some lifelong friends there that will change the course of his life. It's going to be different things. So, and I have read comments before, people saying that they weren't interested, it's boring, they wish it would pick up. And there were times even I myself, with a certain character, felt like the situation was dragging on way too long. I myself will admit that there is a certain character that takes forever, and this is one of my favorite characters, by the way. They take forever to do what they need to do for Rudius, and I feel like it drags on. It's the stuff they do in order to get him to, notice or something. It just takes forever. Forever. And I'm like, oh my god, what was the point of going through all this? You're making this overcomplicated for no reason. And I do remember ranting about it before, and when it happened within the manga version of Mushoku Tensei, I ranted about it. Like, this was highly unneeded. They could have just did a very simple thing to get this over with. All this was just irrelevant. But it's what happened. But after that part where it finally ends is when it starts to truly pick up. And that's in volume 10 through 11. Remember, this series is going to adapt volume 7 through 12. How do I know that? Well, first of all, I showed volume 7, but the perfect way to end this is on volume 12, which they already showed pieces in volume 12 already in the trailer. I'm not saying what pieces they are for spoiler reasons, but yes, it's going to end. It's obvious. There's no other way to end this, because that's that's the best way to end it. Now, what about season 3? Season 3 is going to pick up from 13. And I'm usually do the 6 volume thing, but let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's going to be hard to say how season 3 will end on, but I know where it's going to begin. Of course, volume 13. Now, the next thing, people are wondering, will there be a 2-parter? In a way, I hope so. They do their 2-parter again. They do the first great 12 or 13 amazing episodes. Then they take a break, get started on the others, to take their time, and then they continue on from the next part of the season, and so people can have time to reminisce the season and marinate whatever to enjoy that part. And then they continue on to the next second part. And trust me, second part is where it gets going. You get good character development, realizations, shocking reveals, good fight scenes, and some very touching moments. So that's what I'm hoping for. I believe it's going to happen. Remember, since day one, since I predicted when I first started talking about this series on this channel, I have predicted everything that's going to happen in this with this franchise. Well, not franchise, but this series, as a whole. When will it debut? What studios are going to get involved? From the time it's going to air, everything. So I've been right so far. I know it's something to not to brag about, but hey, man, it is my favorite story when it comes to light novels. So I can't help but feel a bit jittery. But anyways, I think I'll last this video on a little bit too long now. I just want to upload something just to say I did something. I know this news been busted 2 days ago, but I've been very busy with Christmas work and stuff, and I'm still not done. And when you're responsible for Christmas, it never ends. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox, signing out.